Hey fam, Melanated Magic here, your favorite spiritual thug with another banger coming your way. Today's topic is about why they desire your spiritual gifts. One of the things that I don't know if you've had this experience, but I've had the experience where people see that there's something about me that's different, and no matter how bad things get, I somehow always make it through that situation to their surprise. They're not expecting for me to recover or to even make it through the situation. But lo and behold, things turn out better than what I thought they would. So I've noticed people who do a lot of things that I do, and it can be a little creepy sometimes. Like I've had people try to be me. I remember one time I had a car, and this individual who I used to be friends with went and bought the same exact vehicle. And I was like, cool, it's a cool car. I wasn't crazy about the car. I just had to trade cars for the moment. But eventually I got out of that car not too long after and got myself a better vehicle, a Dodge Charger. And so when I got it, they went and traded their car out and got an even nicer Dodge than the one that I had. Now I found it a little creepy that you went and got not one but two cars that are the same as mine. We could call it a coincidence, but I've seen people try to dress like me, try to have my spiritual gifts, pretending to have certain gifts that they don't really have. And I just let them be who they are, because sometimes it's that they admire you, and other times it's that they envy you. It's not all the time. It's not about envy, right? But sometimes people admire you and desire to be like you or to have the gifts you have, not knowing that they too have their own gifts and that they're not to try to take your gifts because those are yours, right? That's why I tell people not to compare themselves to other people, because each person has their own unique thing that makes them who they are and why they are the way they are and why certain spiritual gifts were handed to them versus to another person, right? Me, I cannot sing worth a darn. I cannot sing. That is not my gift, right? But other people sing very well. I've never worked with youth who are in trouble, who get locked up young, and that you have to deal with a lot of issues with these young people. That's not my calling, right? I deal with adults, and a lot of adults that act not so adult-like, right? But we all have that inner child is in us, so it's not about judging, but it's about knowing what is for you and what is not for you. I used to work at a prison. That's not a calling for everybody. A lot of people go there and quit because they realize they bit more than they could chew. This is not a Mickey Mouse playground, right? So it's not a calling for everybody. I've worked in domestic violence. I've worked with a lot of things that a lot of people would frown at and run from it because it's quite a calling, right? I enjoyed everything I've done career-wise up to now. I enjoy being a business owner, having my own business, but it too comes with its own ups and downs, right? And a lot of times when you're a small business, you got to go through the school of hard knocks, and it puts you through a lot, right? Because sometimes you got to go learning as you go along, making mistakes. However, those mistakes usually help you grow and learn and become better at being a business owner. So I roll with the punches, whereas other people fold, right? Other people quit, other people give up, other people cannot do what you were destined to do because, again, that was your calling, right? So I stopped to think about all of that, and people who desire to be you, to be like you, to take your spiritual gifts, to hinder your blessings, and they just desire to be just like you, but the Most High has given us individual gifts that cannot be taken away. Like when you first start opening up your spiritual eye, a lot of strange things happen because you're going through a changing transition, right? And if you started to wake up around 2020, you're more advanced than a lot of people who are just starting to wake up. And like somebody said, the early bird gets the worm. A lot of us have ran from our callings, from our spiritual gifts. I don't know about you, but I've been woken up for a long time to the deception and the difference in things. And it went opening up my mind, even though I didn't fully commit to what they were saying, but it just kind of made sense in the back of my head. So I would put it in the back of my pipe to smoke it later. But a lot of times I just wouldn't follow through because I was so conditioned on a Christian aspect that if it didn't resonate with my Christian walk, it had to not be true, and it had to be of the devil. It had to be lies. And it took for me to have the courage to eliminate those fears of going to hell, some invented place called hell, because a lot of people believe in a hell. I believe hell is right here. And I believe that hell is rhetorical. And we all could have our own piece of heaven or hell, depending on how we live our life here and the choices we make and how far we're willing to go to achieve the goal, whether it be good or not good, right? Because everybody does not have good intentions. And there are a lot of people who seem to flourish and prosper despite the fact that they're slimy, dishonest, step on anybody's back to get ahead. And those things may or may not last, but you will definitely not have respect. And respect, at least to me, a Caribbean, is very important. And I stand up for myself because people like being respected. So why do you expect people to respect you if you're not willing to respect them back, right? So you have to respect people's gifts and just be aware that they have them, but you don't have to act like this person is a god either, because you need to focus on your own journey, your walk, and see what gifts you have to gain and to share, right? And to gain, because your spiritual gifts are not going to all come at one time. The Most High works line by line, precept upon precept. So you may not have all your spiritual gifts because you don't know what the Most High has in store for you and at what time you're going to awaken to a new gift and why at that time. Only the Most High knows, in the Most High's most mysterious ways, why and how they do the things they do. Our Divine Mother, Father, right? Or Father, Mother, however you'd want to put it. But as you go obtaining those gifts, you stop being so afraid, because at the beginning it could be scary. But the one thing you cannot do, you could walk away from it, you could try to pretend that you didn't learn it, but you can never unsee what you see once you're more awakened and aware. So once you become more aware of the lies, the deceptions, you start waking up to the matrix that they have us living in, and you start realizing that everybody else is probably in that same matrix. And you realize that you don't want to be a part of them. You don't desire to be part of that matrix anymore. So you start walking different, acting different, and you start losing people, and people start getting envious because they see that you're now talking differently, acting differently, possibly dressing differently. You're more free. You don't feel like you're in such bondage like religion had you. You start speaking your mind up more, and you start trusting your spiritual walk because you realize that you're being divinely guided and that it does not align with everything that this world taught you. And a lot of times it will create curiosity, fear, jealousy, envy, admiration, different emotions, because no two people are identical, right? Because sometimes a person can admire and envy you all at the same time, right? And that's when they desire your gifts, because some people feel like you're not worthy to have that gift, and you shouldn't have that gift because they would be able to exercise that gift better than you would. And so why wasn't that gift given to them? And sometimes they go as far as trying to walk in that gift that's not theirs, right? So they're trying to steal your gifts. And stealing in the spiritual realm is a very serious offense, right? So you have man's law, and then you have spiritual laws and universal laws. And a law is a law, no matter what type of law it is. You work against the law works against you. You learn how to work within the law works for you. So that's why I believe in universal laws. And because I put these things to the test. And so people see how much I've changed, and I've lost a lot of people along the way because they cannot resonate with where I am now. It's as though a being took over my body, and that person that used to be is no longer here. So they think they're talking to that same old person as before, whereas I'm a new individual because I've been transformed by renewing my mind and putting in the work and desiring to change for the better, to be more free in this matrix world that they have us trapped in bondage in. That no matter what we do to be free, there's always something standing in opposition. When we were not destined to be minions or slaves, we are supposed to be free, to exercise our free will, to learn who we are, to experience our human journey. And sometimes people will desire to take that away from you, sometimes by any means necessary. But just know that all things work together for the good to those who love the Most High and are called according to the Most High's purpose, our divine spiritual team, who is there to guide us at all times. And we must just continue trusting and giving thanks for our spiritual gifts and looking forward to what new gifts may evolve in the future, right? I love y'all. I hope y'all go put that in your pipe and smoke it now or later. You don't have to pick it up at all if you don't want to, but hopefully you'll meditate on the gems that I'm dropping. If you haven't hit subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you can catch my videos every time I go posting. And I will catch you on the other side. This is Spiritual Thug checking out, aka Melanated Magic. Peace. I'm out.